You're gonna bring me out.
He's gonna bring me out.
Is he gonna bring you out?
He's gonna bring me out.
He's gonna bring me out.
He's gonna bring me
Oh, he's able
He's able
to keep me.
to keep me.
He's able
He's able
to heal me.
to heal me.
He's able to deliver me. He's
And it's me, Jermaine. And today I want to share with you my testimony. As many of you guys knew, and some of you didn't, I decided to take a trip to Japan. And my family was quite shocked because I need to tell you how it unfolded. And so, on my manifestation, right, my manifestation sheet, I talked to you guys about this prior to the New Year's Eve. There it is there. And after the New Year's Eve. And guess what's on that manifestation? This is my manifestation sheet. And as you can see on here, there is South Africa. And there is also Japan. So I believed God for it every single day, right? And remember, the instruction for the manifestation sheet, some of you did it and some of you didn't, but whether you did or you didn't, that's totally up to you and how serious you take this. Because when I give things in the spirit, I'm not giving it just because I want us just to do a random fast. And I'm not giving instructions just to be given them in vain, right? When I give you something, right, something to do, and I say that this is something that the Spirit is leading for me to do, for us to do, I behoove you to move with the Spirit, because you're not really following my instruction per se, you're following the Spirit. And that's what I'm trying to do with all of this, with this ministry, is I'm trying to follow the Spirit where the Spirit is leading. Now, most people, like unlike your preachers or so-and-so out there, you know, everyone has an agenda behind their messages. It could be money. It could be, you know, more influence for them, or they have their own criteria or motivation for the way that they preach and teach. That's not me. I don't make a dime from this, as you know. This is something that I'm doing as a result of my love and my obedience to Christ. So I want to follow his Spirit. And that's where the new Reformation is coming from, is following the Spirit. But I digress. Let's get back to the testimony about Japan. So, one night I went to sleep, and I was starting to feel just a little bit concerned, a little bit down, if you would say. And I was like, okay, Lord, you've brought me here to this brand new city. And of course, you have closed the door with this job, and I'm so anxious to start another job, right? And I think it's because, and some of that comes from my own financial ambition, right? My need to get things moving, getting things started, and I'm a work person. I've worked since the very my 14th year of life is when I had my first job. So I'm used to having a job. I've had a job, and continuously, whether it was at Tuskegee University when I was a student there, I had a job. Even if it was for working for the dormitory, I had a job, and I'm so used to working. Spirit now says, rest. I got this for you. This is what he's telling me. I got this for you. But the kind of rest that I need for you to have, you who've worked since you were 14 years old, you who are not lazy, you who get up every single day, you who do not call in sick or call in late or play hooky, you who are responsible. Now, beyond measure, beyond what your objectives have laid out for you to be, because you've worked unto me, and because I've honored God by working for him, now he has given me my vacation. He has supplied immense amount of time for me to get rest, for me to relax, recuperate, and to enjoy this freedom of not having to have a job. And if you guys don't know, I left the Federal Reserve December 31st of 2019, voluntarily taking a severance package. They were looking for individuals who would voluntarily leave the company, and they presented us with the package. I was the fourth person. They were only looking for 3, but I was the fourth person. Why? I moved by the Spirit. I knew that when the opportunity was presented before me, that this was the ram in the bush. This was God leading me out of Egypt, crossing over the Jordan and into the promised land. And here I am in the promised land. And I am eating off of not just manna. He's given me so much more than manna here. I have milk and honey. I am now in my promised land. But nonetheless, getting back, I digress again, but this is basically just the testimony of how all this is unfolding. So I just wanted to give you that backdrop. But so one day, I've been, I believe it was on the 10th or so. Let me look at my calendar. That night, I was kind of down and I was kind of discouraged, and I was like, okay, I'm here in San Diego, Lord. And, many of you guys who know me, I'm a type of person who is not an active person. I don't go clubbing. I don't go partying. I'm not that kind of individual who gets into the nightlife, the drugs and all of that, the bars, and I'll have a drink, but I'll go socially with someone. So it's not like this is a place that I live. I may go with on a date or something of that nature. But anyway, and so it was on the 13th, on Monday the 13th, that going out of Sunday, that night of Sunday, going in the twilight hours of Monday morning, December 13th. And this was the time I was feeling down about, just not having nothing to do during this unemployment season, if you will. During the Lord's vacation, I should call it. He's given it that title, so I'm going to flow with the Spirit with that. And so with the Lord's vacation, with me having all of this immense time while he is transitioning to me into something else, I started to get down. I was like, okay, I haven't really found the love life. I haven't really found a couple of friends or whatnot. But I'm kind of just bored. I'm not quite having a great time like I need to be having a great time, right? And everybody's at work, even the friends that I've made here, the few, they're at work, and I am the one who is at home, who is like literally doing nothing. Although I am going to the gym, so I don't want you to miss that. And if you follow me on Facebook, I stay in that gym, even in Japan. So I woke up and I said, the Spirit said, okay, we've got to tap out of this because I don't want you down at all. This is not 2019. You had your downs there. You had your tears there. But in 2020, there is no more tears. There's no more boredom. So I want you to completely release that. Matter of fact, I need you to get up and go. So I was like, okay, Lord, where do I go? And so he says, Japan. I want you to go to Japan. And so I got on kayak, right? If you guys are not familiar with kayak, it's just like Expedia. And I looked at tickets for flying out for next day, next couple of days, and same day. And could you believe it that the ticket for the same day fly out was actually cheaper than the next day or the next couple of weeks flying out. January is a very cheap month to fly out. It's the February as well. And March, April as well, because these are the slow season. This is the slowest season. Christmas has come and gone. New Year's has come and gone. Thanksgiving, all of that, all of the holidays are over, so people are not traveling. They're at work, and so I had an opportunity to fly to Japan on the low. And there was a slot for me to take a flight out at 7:30 a.m. to Japan. And guess what I did? It was the Lord. It fell up in my lap. It was the Lord. I'm telling you guys, it was the Spirit, and I followed the Spirit. And so I booked the trip, I booked my hotel, and I was out. I packed up my stuff. When I go on vacation, I don't really pack many clothes. So some people are a pack rat. I'm not a pack rat. It's just I wear t-shirts and workout shirts and shorts all day. I mean, that's just how I am. And I did bring some sweats and things of that nature, sweatsuits, but it's basically light kind of stuff. Nothing obviously heavy or fancy or anything of that nature. My tennis shoes, and I was out. Got my bag, and I was out. And so I had a wonderful experience in Japan. I met some friends there. I did the tour of Japan. Just a totally beautiful experience. And, I just feel the weight, all of that down emotionalism that I was going through before I booked the trip was completely just vanished. Because I followed the Spirit. The Spirit, when the Spirit says do something, when He tells you to do it, you follow it and you do it. Because that's to your benefit. That's for your benefit. So what is the message in all of this? Is just to follow the Spirit. And do not forget your manifestation sheet. I gave precise instructions as the Lord had given it to me to bring about that manifestation. You know what scripture is on this manifestation sheet that He said? He says, not ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you. That's Matthew 7:7. Everything that I'm manifesting, even love, even marriage, a leaner cut body, these vacation trips, international, everything is on that sheet, my friends. So you got to be serious. If you want something from God, you got to be serious about it. And the question is, you can ask God for all kinds of stuff, but what is it that you're willing to do for God? And that's why I said start it with the fast. And it's still not too late. And some of you may be fasting now, and that's fine. But what is it that you're willing to do for God to show Him that you're serious about your manifestation sheet? One of the interesting things is that with that manifestation sheet, more than a few things have already been accomplished. On that manifestation sheet was Japan. My next testimony is that while I was in Japan, I said, Lord, where do you want me to go? I really do want to go to Africa, Lord. And if you see it be in your will that I go to Africa, then Lord, you got to make it cheap, because I spent some good money. We had a good time in Japan. With the hotel, with flight fare, with comfort seats, and, access seats on the plane rides. I mean, I went almost first class status. But that's what the Lord did. And graciously, I had a good time. And the hotel was a 5-star hotel. God will do it for you. He will. So I asked the Lord if if it's in your will for me to travel again, I want to go to Africa. And it's on, Africa, South Africa. It's on my manifestation sheet. And I prayed about it. I thought about it. And something told me before, this was the last day in Japan. This was yesterday. And I said, okay, Lord, if it's in your will, if this is if it's going to happen, I'm on the budget now. I want this one to be a stricter budget. I still want to get out of here. I want to fly out of here cheap. And guess what? On kayak again, I found a flight going to South Africa for the cheap. I mean, it just literally right before my eyes. Round trip ticket, $1,100, just about $1,100, a little less. And that's amazing. I found a 4-star hotel for $75 a night. You can't beat it. You cannot beat God. And that's why the message for you here today is that you need to start following the Spirit. You follow everything else, but you really need to follow the Spirit. When the Spirit gives instructions, listen for it. It's not just going to come from your pastor. Listen for it. Listen from me. If nobody else, listen from me. If you hear the Spirit, go pray. And if you need discernment to figure out, Lord, is this the Spirit? Is this where you want me to go? Pray, and the Lord will show you that it's the Spirit. Because He is not going to lead you wrong. I certainly don't want to lead anybody wrong. And who do I follow? The Spirit. God did it again. So next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday, I'll be flying to South Africa, and I'll be there for a whole week, 7 days. I thank God for what He's doing. Do not forget to keep asking, keep seeking, keep searching for what it is that God would have you to do and what you would do for God. And watch those manifestations come about. I'm going to be sharing more on this manifestation and talking about it, because I really want you all to get this. Because and by me sharing, it's not just helping you all, but it's helping me. Get everything that God has for you, everything that He wants you to have, but you gotta follow the Spirit. If you're gonna doubt, there's no need. There's no need, because God, when you doubt, you've arrested God's hand. You said that, God, you can't do it. And God spoke to me in Japan saying, I'm trying to break the limits and the box that you all have put on me. I am the God of infinite possibility, the God of abundance, the God of infinite resources. I am not bound. You people out there keep bounding me to a leather wrapped in pages. You keep bounding me to this, and I'm so much bigger. I'm giving revelations upon revelations far beyond what is here, far beyond the book of Revelation. God is still speaking and causing us to move and speaking in ways beyond what we can fathom. If you would just get God out of the box and release your doubts and allow God to be free to do anything in your life, I guarantee you'll see the results. I'll see you all next week. God bless you. Keep watching and keep manifesting.